Hey man, we are at BAPS for night number 3, race number 1, hopefully. It looks like it won't rain for Pennsylvania Speedweek 2025. Hot laps just happened, and they're gonna let everybody get ready and come out and do time trials, 2 laps for each car. There's a ton of cars here, and the track's already getting used up and old, so the track's gonna maybe not be so hot for everybody while the sun's still out, because the sun is still out, but we're just gonna go into time trial next. Alright, we just did time trials. The track is dry, so I hope they put some water on it. We had 2 groups because we have 46 cars here. So the first flight of qualifying was Lucas Wolf was fastest over Lance DeWeese, Danny Dietrich, Freddie Raymer, and Tyler Ross. And group 2, the fastest car was Ryan Smith in the 69K over Cody Hartlaub, Brock Zierfoss, Troy Wagaman, and Chase Dietz. Nothing really to report, nothing super interesting outside of the track was dry. Oh wait, don't turn it off. Oh my god, Beans! Whoa. What's up, Beans?
How you doing, sir?
We got Beans here. We got Beans with the Sprite, Beans with the cold Sprite. Alright, let me catch you up on what's happened so far. So the first heat race of the night saw Danny Dietrich and Tyler Ross on the front row. There was a messy start and a caution at the end of the first lap because Talon Haas spun in turn 4. On the restart of that, Danny Dietrich pulled away and it very slowly became a one-line racetrack. Past halfway, some battles started shaping up. The battle for second of 5 cars was really the only interesting thing that carried to the very end of the race when Danny Dietrich won over Tyler Ross, Lucas Wolf, Robbie Kendall, and Dylan Norris. Those were the 5 transfers from that one. Heat number 2 saw Freddie Raymer and Gerard McIntyre on the front row. There was lots of good racing all around in this run. Cam Smith made quick work to get to second place, and then the sun glare started getting really bad. And usually when a heat race is really exciting, it doesn't feed into having really exciting stuff later in the night. But the most exciting thing in this heat race was Gerard McIntyre and Jeff Halligan touching wheels on the backstretch, and very fortunately for everybody, nobody went flying through the air crashing. Freddie Raymer won the heat race over Cameron Smith, Gerard McIntyre, Jeff Halligan, and JJ Loss. Heat number 3 saw Brock Zierfoss and Chase Dietz on the front row. The first try at a start got messed up because Brock Zierfoss jumped it and Austin Bishop spun the tires, so that made a mess of things. The second time that they did it, Chase Dietz slid Brock for the lead and held onto it the rest of the way. This heat race got really dusty. Nothing really exciting happened outside of that. It was Chase Dietz, Brock Zierfoss, Anthony Macri, Ryan Smith, and Ryan Newton getting the transfers. And then in heat race number 4, we saw Troy Wagaman on the pole with Jordan Thomas in the Trone number 39 on his outside. Huge start for Justin Whittle, got him moved up very far in the grid. And Justin Thomas, all over the place, could not get the bottom to work for a while, so he fell back a few places. There was a yellow on lap number 6 where Doug Hamaker sent it in on the inside of Ryan Taylor in turn 3. Taylor kind of gave him a little tap like he couldn't get slowed up enough, spun him. Hamaker did a 360. That brought out the yellow. And then under the caution, Doug Hamaker pulled back up and ended up running over Ryan Taylor's front right tire. I don't know if that was in response. It was right in front of me, but I wasn't looking. I think he did it on purpose. I don't know. Racing continued after that. The restart was good. Nothing really crazy happened after that. Troy Wagaman won the heat race over Brady Bacon, Justin Whittle, Logan Rumsey, and Jordan Thomas. We had so many cars, we had to do a C main. Jude Siegel had the pole of that, and he was with Dominic Malera on the outside, who took the lead off of the start in turn number 1. We saw a caution for Todd King, who is a visiting Wisconsin driver. He got cut off coming into turn 3. He was on the inside, and Doug Hamaker slid in and cut him off, and he spun up the track. Not the most impressive showing for Doug Hamaker. I won't dig him too much, but just he's been involved in some accidents up to this point. In the B main, we saw Lance DeWeese and Cody Hartlaub on the front row. Good start by Lance DeWeese. Early, he got himself out a few car lengths ahead. There were lots of battles all through the field, but the most exciting was to see Alex Addard, who ran the top really well while everybody else was still kind of staying conservative to the bottom and middle, and he was able to make enough passes to get up into the transfer spots pretty far. Overall, the B main was pretty solid, although it was pretty dusty as well. Your B main transfers to round out the last 2 rows in the feature were Lance DeWeese, Billy Dietrich, Alex Addard, and Cody Hartlaub. right, you just saw the start, and we made it a lap in, and Robbie Kendall just spun in turn number 1. And that's your first yellow of the first feature of Speedweek. So off the restart, it took about 3 laps, and Danny Dietrich made a pass on Lucas Wolf for the lead, and then we got another lap in, so we're 5 laps in, and Alex Adder just spun all the way out there in turn number 1 and then flipped a couple times. He is okay, and they're gonna have to restart this. Okay, the start of this race, the first half was a little bit of a mess, but we figured it out. We've got Light over here, my main man Beans. So halfway was when things started getting interesting because Danny Dietrich had such a big lead over everybody else. But they hit the lap traffic, and initially he was doing really well at getting through it. But eventually Chase Dietz started getting the advantage, which is what happens. They're celebrating in victory lane right now behind me. So Anthony Macri had a big run going that eventually stalled out, and he ended up kind of stuck racing with Lucas Wolf for a little while. With 10 laps to go, that was when Chase Dietz got within fighting distance, and then he fought with him for a couple laps until it was 6 laps to go when he had an opportunity to do a slider. Robbie Kendall was the lap car that Dietrich was trying to get around, and it was hard to get around. Dietz sent him kind of a weak slider in turns 3 and 4, didn't get in front of him and really lost his chance, and then he had to get past Robbie Kendall after that, and it didn't quite work out for him because he just couldn't get around the 27S in time. So Dietrich was able to go from there. Danny Dietrich won over Chase Dietz, Ryan Smith, Freddie Raymer, Anthony Macri. The rest of your top 10 now on your screen here. And with the credit and thanks to M Racing 89, the point standings as of the first race of the season are on your screen. They're pretty much going to reflect what happened tonight with the feature because that's where you get a lot of the points at least. And that's the end of night number 1 of Pennsylvania Speedweek, or I shouldn't say night number 1, but at least race number 1. So thank you for watching along. Tomorrow night we're supposed to go to Lincoln, but it's probably going to rain, but hopefully it doesn't rain enough to cancel the race again. So we'll see you from Abbottstown next time.